3, 2, 1, and we're fucking live.
Damn, son.
Oh wait.
Where'd you find it?
Did it play?
Yeah, it did.
Okay, my thing is so low.
Oh my
Can you
bad.
crank
my
me
bad.
up a little bit? There you go.
Yeah.
There we go.
Yeah, I pressed this.
That's
Why does it sound like it's coming out of a can?
dude. I don't know. Jackson, you hear all the
The crackling.
fuckleness?
I can hear it.
Yeah.
It doesn't
Is it gonna
mind.
bother you?
I don't mind.
Okay, because you can always take off the headphones. If you need to.
Yeah. That's usually what I do. I just leave it on for sound effects.
Yeah.
Okay,
Oh,
that's
and
fine.
you're seeing Maisie right
But
now.
if you can
This
handle
is,
it, then you're good.
I got hands.
Jackson seems like he's got his hands full. He's got headphones.
You
he's
guys
got
gotta
Maisie in
remember.
lap. He's
You
got
guys
water
gotta
in
remember.
hand.
I came from Los Angeles, where tons of my friends had these illegally downloaded songs where it's bass booted to high heaven, to where it's not like the car is farting the entire way.
That's some ghetto shit,
Yeah.
bro.
I mean, it's ghetto, but it's what I'm used to.
Yeah, it's LimeWire shit, man. You know, just fucking.
The good old days.
Yeah. Napster kind of shit.
You got parts falling off the car from the fucking
Holy crap.
12 subs that you got.
Napster with the cat right there.
Yeah, dude. Fucking, you guys remember that shit? Downloading shit off LimeWire, just like,
Yeah, man.
just praying that it was
Good
exactly
days.
what you wanted. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, it's fucked up, man. But they don't have anything like that today. You have to gamble giving your computer an STD or like.
I think it's the streaming services, honestly. It makes it very difficult for random people to put stuff up
Oh, true.
and for random people to download random things. It's very much hard nowadays to get people to randomly and accidentally download your stuff.
Dude, that's actually how people were saying that's how Soulja Boy got big.
How what?
That's how Soulja Boy got big, apparently.
From LimeWire?
Yeah, because he would put songs up on LimeWire, people thinking it was
Something else?
he would like Rick roll people.
Oh, genius.
Well, you know, a lot of rappers nowadays actually do kind of get big off of SoundCloud.
Oh,
You know,
true,
they
true. Yeah,
joke
those
about the SoundCloud rappers.
dudes. Yeah.
But you know, I can't name any of them right now, but tons of rappers that you might hear about right now
Lil Pump.
actually started off on SoundCloud.
Yeah.
Lil Pump did?
Lil Pump, XXX.
Yeah.
I don't know, like we just mentioned the Old Town Road song. That just came, the remix just came out, right?
Hey man, that's my shit.
I don't know
So
what
they
that
got
is.
Billy Ray Cyrus on
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
He was playing the guitar in there,
Yeah.
and he literally collabed with Lil Nas X,
Yep.
and the shit is fire. I mean,
killed
what can
it,
I
yeah.
say? What can I say?
He killed it, man.
How we looking, Juan? Are we recording?
we're good.
He killed it, man. Yeah, it's like it's like a country rap song.
Country trap.
Country trap. Okay, you remember back in the
That
day,
sounds
Nelly,
like a
right?
terrible combination.
You would think, but
It sounds good.
he killed
Wow.
it, man. He
Because
fucking
like,
killed it.
oh god. So you know, like a lot of rap songs have a lot of opera elements to them, right? They have a lot of like the Latin opera, Catholic choir type things. Where like, oh,
Oh, in the background?
in the
Yeah,
background,
yeah,
yes.
okay.
And basically,
Kinda old school,
country,
though.
Yeah.
the country has replaced that sound. And it very much fits. I mean, you know, when you think about like the Catholic like choir sounds or the
Yeah.
Roman choir or whatever, or the Italian opera, America's equivalent is basically country for a lot of it, and it works better than you think it would. It
Okay.
really does.
This one does. Yeah. Hell yeah.
I'll have
At
to
least this
listen to
one.
it. You said it was Nas X and who?
Lil Nas X, and it only got. It was on Billboard, by the way.
And
It was-
Jackson
took it
also,
off.
keep that mic closer.
Okay.
Oh
okay,
yeah,
okay.
that's
I got
actually-
it.
That's a good idea. Mike. No, they actually took it off Billboard, dude, because it was doing too well,
It sounds like conspiracy.
and the country Billboard was like, it's not country enough,
Oh.
and so they
They're
took it
pissed.
off, and then
It's huge controversy.
yeah, huge
Garth Brooks
controversy.
said, pull the plug.
He's too big. Pull
Yeah.
plug.
The country god.
And the thing is,
I don't like that.
Yeah,
the controversy is that, you know, for most people to name a black country singer that's not like some strange anomaly is very, very difficult.
Yeah.
And now for him to be at the top, and then for them to say, well, this does not count as country, it's controversial, because now a black guy is at the top within this field, and
Like
then you're
overnight.
like, this doesn't count.
And it's not Hootie from Hootie and the Blowfish.
But the thing is,
It's an
Billy
outrage.
Ray, the Don, Cyrus hopped on that shit, and quite frankly, it'd be very hard to argue that it's not some sort of country song. At worst, it's some country hybrid song. And
but people do
you
that
know,
shit all the time.
yeah, I mean, it's out.
You got
And
collabs
the
now.
thing is,
It's
with
the
black
age of
people not
collab.
liking country, both my parents love country. My sister loves country. And, you know, like, you know, if you play Butterfly Kisses, I'm probably going to start tearing up.
He's gonna start doing the honky tonk, dude. He's gonna start fucking.
The butterfly kisses in the
I don't know what that is, but-
times.
There you go.
Whatever.
How are you from How are you from LA? You should be from Texas, dude. We should be switching
Well,
seats.
actually, the thing is, I
He's a
spent
man
the
of culture.
He's got
first...
nice boots. He's got like, you know what I mean? He's got Texan boots.
Show
and
those
shit.
boots to the camera real quick,
Yeah,
Jackson.
see if you
Show the
Yeah,
boots.
show those nice boots to
Oh,
the
that's
camera.
right.
If you can,
Maybe that one. Yeah, there we go.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's got some fucking.
If you want to jock
Nice,
my
man.
style, these are Red Wings Iron Rangers. They come in several different colors. They come in black. They come in a darker one that's more reddish. But I just got the basic bitch ones.
No, those are great.
Those are
Yeah,
nice, man.
Those are
but
great looking, man.
yeah,
Fresh.
you know, maybe if you can only purchase if you're a ballin' grad student like me. So. No, my dad got them for me as a Christmas gift.
That's a badass
so.
gift, man. All I got was a T-shirt. So that works.
My parents got
But
me
yeah,
a
I mean, but
Facebook
so-
portal. I'm like, I don't even like Mark Zuckerberg or Facebook.
Oh,
I sold
God.
that shit on eBay for like $150.
Well, you know, I actually spent the first 10, 11 years of my life in South Maryland, which is actually culturally much more like the South, like Virginia and down, than it is like the rest of Maryland. So, so my grandparents were from North Carolina. My dad pretty much lived in that area. All my family, on my dad's side at least, which is American side, is all down south. Georgia, Florida, North Carolina primarily, South Carolina, a few people. So
you still got the Southern like culture, like background, like, you know, from your parents and stuff, right?
well, you know,
So I
as
guess in that sense-
Californians, we feel superior to people in the South. But the thing is...
Hot take.
That's how Texans feel too. But.
Yeah, I mean, well, but Texas still is up there. You'd be hard pressed to convince me. You need to do a really good job at convincing me that Mississippi has anything over Texas or California.
That's true.
Anything. Just
That's true.
in one thing. Just give me one, and I'll give you that. You'd be hard pressed to do it though.
They got nicer trailers.
That's a lie. That's wrong.
That's probably still a lie.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's still a lie, dude. Yeah,
How about cheaper trailers?
they probably did racism
Ooh.
good.
They got cheaper housing
Yeah,
for
cheaper
sure.
housing.
But cheaper goes not just financially, but in the conditions that you're also in.
The quality is
The quality
Yeah.
is very much cheaper there as well.
Yeah, man. So
you can fuck your cousins there, I guess.
Holy shit. It's crazy. You know, a lot of black people make fun of white people for doing that stuff, but you'd be surprised how many black people think that cousins are like
hooking
fair
up with
game.
cousins. That happens
It's
in all
terrible.
cultures, man. I'm gonna tell you right now. That
It happens in all
every culture.
cultures. And the thing is, they make it seem like it's a white thing, but it's not. I oftentimes hear about, oh, man, Thanksgiving, that one cousin who comes over. I'm like, what do you mean that one cousin? Like, excuse me? You can't talk about white people anymore when you're doing this sort of stuff.
There goes the gene pool.
I know,
my
yeah,
goodness.
seriously, man.
Everyone's got an older uncle who, like, is strangely
Oh, yeah.
friendly, or you can feel the eyes on them.
Yeah. Yeah,
The weirdo.
Yeah, there's a lot of those, man.
The
That's
creepster.
like, yeah, that's universal, man.
It is universal,
Like,
and I wish people would stop saying it's only white people because, quite frankly, it's ubiquitous.
That's because we can pick. That's the only thing we can get like white people on, like picky. Like we're trying to pick at them. Like that's one of the
Right.
things. Like
They've been very good at keeping themselves locked
like
down.
it's like it's an extreme like rednecks, you know,
Right.
that kind of thing. No offense to rednecks, right?
Yeah, I mean, well, we could get
still,
white people for other
manage
stuff.
to distance themselves from rednecks. So.
Yeah, they're like we're
They
not
always know how
rednecks.
to cut it out.
But I'll tell you what. I'll tell you what. One thing that non-redneck white people do, and by the way, a lot of rednecks are complete bros. Like some of the most down-to-earth, got my back people I've ever met were rednecks.
That's true.
Joe Dirt
That's
types,
true.
right? Like,
yeah, exactly.
yeah.
Joe Dirt. My dad, his best friend growing up, they tried to recruit him to the KKK when he was out in Oxon Hill, Maryland.
Holy
and the
shit.
dude was like, "You don't understand. My best friend's a black guy." Back in late 1970s,
Like,
early
he can join
1980s.
too.
But basically,
we need new faces.
Yeah, diversity program.
but basically, like one thing that even rich white people do, and I'll say they do this even more than like, you know, when you want to use these derogative terms like rednecks and hillbillies. They like to put themselves in positions where they can get fucked up. Like they like to put themselves in dangerous positions. Like you'd be hard pressed to put me into a cage with a tiger. Better yet,
Who does that?
when's the last time you heard about a black person going on a safari?
Probably like Mike Tyson or something.
Mike Tyson. And
No,
Mike
but you say,
Tyson
like,
was a weird,
wealth
famous
is an
person.
opponent. Wealth is a component of that. but
Wealth
yeah.
is important. Wealth is
Yeah.
a person.
Well, that's
I mean,
just because black people don't have as much wealth.
Yeah, it is
So
important.
then by default,
but guess
But
what?
still.
But here's the thing. I just flashed my fancy ass shoes, but you're not gonna see me get into a cage with a fucking tiger.
what if it was a really sedated tiger?
I think that's messed up. As an ecologist, I feel as though that's messed up.
No, but now people do it for the clout, dude.
Yeah, they do it for the clout. They do it for the
So-
clout. And I think that clout is a very bad thing. Because you just had that situation that one woman hopped into a cage with a jaguar, and the jaguar understandably
shit,
fucked her
yeah.
up.
Did you hear about that?
For what? For Instagram
She
follows?
went to take a selfie in the cage with a jaguar.
The
That's what you
jaguar
call-
fucked her up.
And the jaguar fucked her up.
Yeah.
She
Well, that's what you
survived.
call modern day natural selection.
It is more than natural selection, but the thing is, you know, with natural selection, you know, I'm an evolutionary biologist. You know, I say ecologist, but I'm much more evolutionary focused. And quite frankly, that's more like that is. You could argue that's natural selection, but that could be just genetic drift. Random chance overcame her with a desire to hop into a cage with an apex predator.
To take a selfie though,
So she
like,
can
you know,
blow up.
So she can like get fame. You know what
She
I'm saying?
blew
Like
up.
to get likes
All right.
on to get likes on a picture.
My
Yeah.
friend,
That's like fascinating. Like,
yeah,
like, what the fuck?
it's weird. You know, my friend went to Thailand. And she actually is half Thai, but in their community, they have tons of elephants, and these elephants apparently are treated as members of the community. But the
Yeah.
thing is, with these elephants, I can't help but to think that they are sedated. Yeah, they're
Oh,
Asian
like-
elephants. Maybe they're not as crazy as African elephants.
They're supposed to be
but
smaller, right?
Hmm?
Like for listeners, like Asian elephants are like smaller. They're like, you know.
I
generally,
think
right?
actually they have smaller ears, but I think
Yeah,
when
true.
it comes to sheer body mass, Asian elephants may be larger.
Oh shit, that's surprising.
Yeah, I think Asian elephants are by far uglier, but I think they're just, you know, body mass wise actually might be larger.
Oh shit. Okay, that's interesting. Like height wise.
I thought they were smaller too.
Yeah, like
Uh,
maybe in height, maybe.
Maybe in
Maybe they're
height they
wider
might
or
not be
something.
as tall.
Yeah.
Well, I'm just getting
But-
my knowledge from Tony
But like if
Jaa.
I put them on a scale,
know.
you can look this up. You can figure it out. I forget which one's bigger or
But
not.
otherwise, you still think they're like sedating them to like
yes,
cohabitate.
it's still an elephant. At the end
So
of
they're
the
just
day.
drugging them all day.
to
I
cohabitate.
can't help but think that they've sedated them so they can get close more so than the elephant is consciously saying, oh, this human being is friendly or my friend or one
Oh,
of
okay,
me,
yeah,
etc., etc.
Yeah.
And so
Well, that elephant,
Like,
I
'cause
think it's
they're
a good deal
not-
for the elephant.
Because elephants aren't domesticated, right? Like in
They
the
are
traditional
not.
sense, right? Like cats
Right.
right here.
Yeah.
This cat legitimately thinks you're his friend. Like,
Right. He thinks I'm
Yeah.
another cat.
like, yeah.
And I
Or
think
she
that-
thinks, it's a she, right?
Yeah, she.
And I think there's an important distinction between being domesticated and being tamed.
Yeah,
Yeah, we're
yeah.
talking
You know,
about you.
Like, if I get a dog and I just toss it out there and I appear out in the woods to it, the dog's probably not going to attack because literally it was artificially selected to favor humans, you know?
Yeah.
And to respond to our facial expressions, everything, right?
Yeah.
I can also get you a tiger and rear from birth and make it less likely to attack humans.
Yeah.
And I can make it pretty much attached to me.
Yeah.
And so when I see it when it's an adult and it's 400 pounds or whatever, it might just come up to me and just hug me instead of trying to maul me and kill me.
We've all seen that video.
Yes, we have all seen those videos of those lions and it's so heartfelt, but
Right.
that doesn't mean by any stretch it's domesticated. It's
Right,
tamed and it's conditioned under very specific, non-normal conditions for its species.
Yeah.
Whereas, you know, the average dog, I can go grab a stray right now and turn it into a house dog in 2 years.
Yeah, true.
If I can't go and grab
you'll
a
generally have
14-year-old
good success
tiger
with
and do
that.
the same.
Yeah.
I said, and you'll generally have good success with that.
Yes.
Yeah. Interesting stuff. I mean, I was wondering, what was I going to say? Specifically, I had a question about evolution for you, Jackson.
Yes.
One question I was thinking about, we've kind of talked about this with Juan
What's up?
on the previous podcast where we talk about evolution of humans. And we've kind of like speculated that humans are kind of in evolution culturally and technologically. But
Jamie, pull that video
my
up.
question to you is, are humans still capable of biological evolution?
Of course, easily. I can tell you. So, one thing that people misconstrue with evolution is that evolution is not always about survival of the fittest or, you know, growing an extra pair of limbs. What evolution biologically is a change in allele frequency over time. And so scale actually matters for this. If you're looking at the level of a town's population, right, or a country's, it can definitely evolve. And so there's four main things that affect evolution. There is mutation, which is where most new traits come from. There is natural selection. Pretty much everyone already knows that. Survival of the fittest, yada, 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 blah, blah, blah.
Right.
Then you also have two others that people don't like to consider as much. You have genetic drift, which is like random sampling error, which pretty much boils down to random chance, right?
And how's that different from mutation?
It's different from mutation because basically I'm saying change the allele frequency over time.
But it's not environmental. It's something. What does that mean?
So that's like natural selection. That's what we tend to think about,
that's
right?
like
We think
environmental.
so. Most people think of evolution only in terms of adaptive evolution, and natural selection is the only mechanism that can produce adaptive evolution. All the other ones pretty much could go either way or random. So say we go outside right now. We go outside right now and it's been storming. Terrence gets struck by a bolt of lightning and instantly dies. That's what we might call genetic drift. Sure, you can make the argument that natural selection made us dumb enough to go outside,
Right.
but
But it's just
it was a random chance that happened, right?
Right.
that you die.
And so genetic drift can affect that, especially small populations. It can affect that a lot. Because say
the Ice Age, right?
what?
The Ice Age that humans like survived. There was like it was a genetic bottleneck, right?
Yeah. So when you think about these bottlenecks, selection needs pretty much two things to work to actually produce adaptive evolution. It needs one, genetic variance. There needs to be enough genetic variance in a trait for selection to take place. Otherwise, it can't actually happen.
Yeah.
Because if there's no variance in a certain trait, then nobody can do better than the other. and therefore there would be no selection differentials that lead to one genotype doing better than another genotype. Now, it also needs heritability of these traits. If you have a trait that confers you with high fitness, but you don't pass it on, it doesn't matter. So, because even if you do reproduce more than me or Terrence, your offspring aren't guaranteed to have your trait,
right? And
therefore they're not going to be more fit. So those are two prerequisites, and I actually teach that in the class I teach. But basically, there's a third one, which is
you said all three. You mean a fourth one?
There are Sorry, there are four. So the fourth is gene flow, which is immigration and emigration. So basically.
Oh, I was thinking about another kind of gene flow.
Oh, no. So basically, yeah.
Got him.
But basically, evolution defined is a change in allele frequency over time. Basically, America is evolving. If we have a single person come into the United States that brings an allele that is not currently present or at high frequency, or even if it is a high frequency, that counts as evolution.
Can I interrupt you and ask what is an allele?
An allele.
I'm
very stupid. I understand you because I come from a biology background.
I'm completely ignorant.
So, how do I describe an allele?
It's just for the audience, actually, I mean.
So basically, you have genes, right? And, from high school biology, when you made your Punnett square, right?
Shout out to Punnett.
And you might have made like a little X and a big X. Oh, one's recessive, one's dominant. Big X is an allele, a little X is an allele, but the X region, I guess, would be actually the gene.
Oh, okay.
So
an allele is a part of the whole.
Yes. So a lot of population geneticists look at the movement and the exchange of alleles.
I see.
So colloquially, is this what people mean like traits? Is this what like?
So an allele does not necessarily mean a trait. So one big thing with evolution is that people misconstrue phenotypic stuff with genetic stuff. And for evolution to occur, it needs to actually have a very much of a genetic component. And
for clarification, phenotypes are like the genes that control.
They're not actually genes. They're actually your physical physiological structure.
Right.
Okay, so a genotype is literally your DNA. That's what your DNA is. That's the code. Now, the phenotype is actually the product of the code and other things. So your phenotype is saying like, okay, Terrence and I are clearly darker than you are, right? Now, some of this is due to the genotype because, we are of African descent. Now, if I go out and spend more time in the sun than Terrence does, even if we had the same genotype, I could still end up darker. And that now is my phenotype. But that's contributed not only from the genotype, but from environmental things.
Right. Okay.
Oh, so your phenotype can be affected by the environment.
Yes, your phenotype is affected by several things. Primarily, this ties into my research. Your phenotype can be affected by your genetics, random chance, and your environment, as well as other things like epistatic weird stuff, but that's besides the case.
So for Michael Jackson, was that like
so Michael Jackson was born dark, but he could actually take measures to change his phenotype, but he cannot change his genotype.
So how the fuck, I always thought about how the fuck did he go from 100% genuine black man to getting rid of all his melanin?
Well,
I don't think he got rid of it though. I think he had vitiligo apparently.
But vitiligo, I usually see it as blotches on skin. I don't see it as uniform. I've never seen it as uniform as
I see. Had. Yeah, I think he made it uniform somehow.
That's fucking.
I don't know.
Yes, he actually did surgery. So if you look in Korea, right? So Korea is rampant with plastic surgery, and amongst those body modifications is skin lightening products. and you actually find this in the black community a lot too, because thanks to colorism. But there are tons of products that help people lighten their skin.
But to that level,
Michael Jackson's level was extreme. I think he had surgery.
He
had millions of dollars. Probably had surgery, and it comes from a deep, unsolved or confronted level of insecurity, I would think, because he literally, he eventually died from painkillers. You often hear about these famous people getting painkillers and stuff too, you know, because
next level.
Famous people are on painkillers. I'd argue this, and I guess you could collect data or whatever, but from my own personal anecdote, it seems as though a lot more famous people are dealing with insanely severe and potent psychological issues that are normal people. I think the fame gets to them. And Michael Jackson obviously was one of them. He definitely knew people were talking about him in his nose. He came out one time with his lips.
More than that.
Yeah, you look like along with the pedophilia stuff and the raping things and the diddling little boys. But
he was under the microscope heavily.
Yes, exactly. And so you often hear about all these people on painkillers. I mean, Demi Lovato got put into rehab. You hear about all these famous people going to rehab, and that's not unnormal. But if I hear a grad student goes into drug rehab, I'd be like, whoa, what happened? What is going on? But when I hear a famous person does it, I'm like, oh, that's par for the course. You know, that's regular.
A grad student going to drug rehab for coffee addiction or something?
Well, we consume the most, but I
know somebody who would qualify
for painkillers or something. I'd be like, whoa, what's going on? That's abnormal. But when I hear a famous person's in rehab, I'm like, who cares? That's so normal.
Yeah, there's a lot of abuse there. I was just confused, like genetic, you're saying phenotypically, right? How do you make yourself change like that? I'd never seen it that way.
Yeah, it is extreme. But if you actually look in South Korea, they have a lot of it. You'd be surprised. I actually remember there was a picture from some plastic surgeon's office where he literally had these clear pillars in his building, and they were literally filled with the jawbone shavings of his patients. So basically, whenever you hear about K-pop, right? People always complain about Asian people all look the same. Well, they don't. But the thing is, when they do plastic surgery, the famous ones tend to go for a certain look.
Oh, okay. So they make themselves look different.
Yes. Yeah. And so therefore, they look different as far as Asian standards. But when you compare one K-pop artist to another, they're very similar because they go for a very similar look.
Yeah. Okay. They get the double eyelid surgery and all that stuff.
Yeah. So you actually look this up. I mean, if you look at the average South Korean, and my aunt is from South Korea, she was adopted by my grandparents. If you look at the average South Korean, and then you look at the average K-pop idol, they don't look like they're even the same species.
Right.
And so you'd be amazed at what people can do. Most people in America, they say they get butt lifts and boob jobs and stuff. But then in other places, they might be more likely to get Botox or skin lightening surgery. And they actually can do skin lightening surgery. If you get some certain chemicals and you put it on your skin, it will lighten it.
Damn, I got a question. Can anybody do the reverse? Because I've heard
make you darker.
Yeah, Rachel Dolezal, right?
No, I think tanning's stupid though.
Rachel Dolezal, right? She wanted
to be black.
If she wanted to get darker.
The thing for me is that here's the thing. This sounds terrible to say, but people only try to appear as black women. You get a lot of white guys who embrace black culture, but I've never seen a black guy pretend to be. A white guy pretend to be a black guy.
How could they?
Try to you're saying, go to procedures to get to look darker and all that.
Yes,
shit? I think it's harder to pretend to be a black man because they want the whole package, right?
Yes, exactly.
You can't just become a black dude.
I think that
I feel like becoming a black girl is easier.
Yes, exactly. It is easier. So you can change your hair more easily.
Yeah,
but even then,
and she'll get hit on.
When it comes to
the
racial dynamics, and just. I don't like to really talk about this, but let's be honest. When people talk about issues of race. When they talk about these crime statistics, they talk about these people coming in and doing X, Y, Z. They're very much targeting the males, not the females. They very much.
Well, yeah, I imagine because males probably
males.
commit more crime anyway.
Yeah, the males commit more crime anyway, definitely. But
violent
when
crime, at
people
least.
talk about immigrants from the Middle East, they're talking about male immigrants. When you look at the pictures that are used for propaganda to galvanize certain demographics against immigrants or against a certain other demographic, is very much targeting between the males.
Yeah.
Very much more accepting of female foreigners, female immigrants, female minorities. Even with interracial marriage in America, it wasn't until a white guy was trying to marry a black woman.
Okay.
So,
Yeah, maybe you're right.
that's
Yeah, I never thought about it that way. Yeah,
that's
true.
what I see when they talk about
Yeah,
when they
almost
show
that.
you. Remember when they talked about how that caravan was coming up through Mexico?
Yeah.
What did they show you? They didn't show you random women trying to take care of their children. They showed you males
No, they kind of did.
doing crime and shit. That's what they were trying to do. I mean,
Yeah.
they did show like women because they're saying that women were just trying to get to America, pop out the kid so that the kid has American citizenship. But most of this was targeting males, and I understand males are more likely to commit violence in general.
Yeah.
But that's very much what they use when it comes to propaganda and stuff.
True.
That's kind of interesting. I never really thought about that. Like, it is kind
When's
of
the last time you
targeted.
saw a Middle Eastern woman with? When is the last time you saw them try to say a Middle Eastern woman was going to come and bomb us? It's always a male.
Yeah,
I'm going to use the bathroom real quick. Is that all right?
Say what?
I'm going to use the bathroom real quick.
Oh yeah, go for it.
All right.
That is kind of interesting though. Like,
Yeah.
I never thought about that because it's like, do you just like does
Be
marketing?
careful of the camera.
Oh, true. Yeah. Does marketing or news just do like they show you a picture of like he was like Jackson was saying like
Yeah.
they show you a picture of a children and their mother, and like my response sensory being like I feel empathy.
Right.
I would feel empathy like, oh shit, but if they show me a bunch of dudes, I'm going to be honest with you, I'd be like, yeah, whatever, like it's just guys. Like, you know.
Typically, yeah, that's how the media controls things, right? It's how you portray things.
Yeah, I never really thought about that because it's true. And I mean, I guess like if you're a Republican or something and you're watching Fox News and they show you a group of 12, 13 brown men looking like disheveled and shit,
Right.
you might feel a little bit territorial,
Mm-hmm.
you know, like even though America's not really yours and
Right.
it's everybody's, but
Yeah.
you might feel like you have some claim over like that border and you want to defend it and shit.
Yeah.
It is kind of, I never really thought about that. That's kind of interesting.
Yeah, it's an interesting point.
Yeah. It's a good take.
Yeah. I think
Damn, we're going to get the train coming up.
oh, you think it's going to be on the recording?
Yeah, maybe.
Okay.
Just
Oh, yeah.
Nah, I don't
There's
know.
a train coming in the background for the audience. Might hear
I
it
don't know
eventually.
They might
Hopefully they won't hear it.
Yeah, probably not.
But yeah, what were we saying? Immigration.
No, yeah. And then just another point of to go back to what Jackson was saying, like the whole thing with like how we're more receptive about women. Like, I guess.
It makes sense because they're more passive, right?
What do you mean? In what sense?
Just in the sense that women are less aggressive. And also
You're saying
they're
if you
childbearers.
but if you show women, like he was saying, like the first interracial marriage was taken seriously when a white guy was trying to marry a black woman.
Okay.
Which is, I think, there was a movie based off of it. There it is. There was
really?
a movie based off of it. I think it was something called Love.
Never heard of it.
Loving. Yeah. I think it was like the first.
Loving that black ass.
I guess, dude. Fuck. It looked really like a real tearjerker movie.
Okay.
You know? Like, but yeah. But yeah, you're totally right. I never really thought about that. What was the?
Yeah.
Do you remember the name of the interracial couple? Like, was it Loving?
Loving or something.
Yeah, Loving. They had to like go up to the Supreme Court.
Loving versus the U.S. or Loving versus the state of something.
It was probably Virginia. I'm not gonna lie.
State of
Okay.
Loving versus the state
Yeah,
of
I
Virginia.
feel like
think
it's
it was.
probably
Okay.
Virginia.
But yeah, it's very interesting.
That shit's crazy, man. I never really
Yeah,
thought
makes
about
sense,
that.
though, to me.
I actually have to cut out in a few minutes. Do you have any? You said you had
yeah.
some more evolutionary questions for me.
Well, Depends on how much time you got. How much time you got left?
Probably
5
like
minutes?
eight to 10.
Okay.
8 to 10. Yeah, we'll wait for a 5-minute question.
Okay, I wanted to ask you about the CRISPR babies. So the old scientist in China, Han Jinghui, I think is his name. He went ahead and basically used CRISPR on 2 twins, I believe, 2 Chinese twins, and he removed some portion of their DNA. I forget which part, but basically it was to make them immune to HIV. And he did this without any of the consent from, the surrounding scientific bodies. He just went on this at his own accord. Basically, they're holding him in prison or something, I believe. I haven't checked on it lately. But, yeah, well, I just wanted to see what your take was on that.
I don't know. A much more marine biology background. And
you haven't heard of this case?
I have not. I've heard of CRISPR. I've heard of people have been saying tons of stuff about China doing wild stuff for a while. I remember a while back someone said that there was a Chinese kid who was experimented on to have 3 strands of DNA or like a triple helix, which really doesn't make, as far as I can understand, sense when you actually look at the chemical structure of it.
Yeah.
But I'm not really familiar with that sort of stuff. The cellular molecular people will be much better off with that, but I'm much more in ecology and evolution, so I really can't comment on that. The extent of my genetics work comes down to controlling families and parsing out the effects of a father or a mother, and then I can do a PCR ad infinitum. But
I'm sorry?
PCR is like this thing that
polymerase chain reaction. It's basically a way that you can
you got to dumb it down real low.
It's a way that basically I can take a certain sequence of DNA and replicate it a ton of times, and so that allows it to be more easily analyzed and stuff. So
you find a lot of biology grad students doing this.
Yeah, PCR.
It's a standard technique.
PCR, even not just biology grad students. I haven't done PCR since I came into grad school. Most of my PCR was done in undergrad. And I think I ran a gel. I may have ran a gel in high school.
A jail?
Yeah, it's a gel.
Sorry.
It's like they use an electrochemical thing and then it separates you can
there's gel plate. It's like literally this agarose gel.
It's a what?
Agarose.
What does that mean?
It's a shoot. What is agarose?
Is it like a sugar thing?
I think it's some sort of sugar. Yeah,
it's like sugar
but basically you can put DNA in there. DNA has a charge, right? And you can run an electrical current through this gel, and larger pieces will move through the gel more slowly than smaller pieces do. And so it's a way by which you can determine.
Or they put like a electric field or something on it?
Yeah, they literally put an electric field through the gel.
Oh, wow.
And the DNA will actually, or the dye itself, will actually move through the gel.
Oh, wow.
And so that actually gives you some indication of how large or small the sequence you've been replicating is. And you can actually use this to look at alleles. So back in the day, people used to do like proteins instead of the actual DNA itself. But the DNA is a lot better. And say I have a gene. It's 180 base pairs. And you have the same gene, but your alleles make it so it's like 280 base pairs or whatever. Yours will go more slowly. I can determine which alleles for which genotype are there. So
okay.
I said that in a terrible way. I really regret it. Yeah, but you're in physics, so like I know that all the biologists listening who actually do this for a living are be like, "Oh, this guy." But,
well, Jackson, you just got to ignore that, man.
Yeah, like I said, I'm much more of a quantitative genetics guy.
Okay.
So I don't
worry,
really.
We don't have any viewers anyway.
I don't really look like molecular stuff. So I work with like genetic variants and parsing out how much of the phenotype is due to genetics alone. That's my game.
Okay,
cool.
Cool, man. Yeah, I mean, any explanation is useful, so we appreciate it.
Yeah.
Yeah, getting some actual
it's
professionals.
really interesting. You know, I was listening to some of your other podcasts, and you were talking about like, you know, intelligence and discipline and stuff. And, you know, people have actually been interested for a very long time, and this actually got the attention of quantitative geneticists, because quantitative geneticists are interested in how much of any sort of trait is heritable.
Oh.
And intelligence is a very big one, because obviously, you know, people are concerned about, especially back in the day, certain races, certain ethnicities being genetically smarter or better than the other, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it's very interesting sort of topic. It's almost kind of a cruel or evil topic in some cases what people have published.
Oh, you mean like phrenology and all that?
Phrenology.
Phrenology?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
You familiar?
Phrenology, like when flowers bloom and stuff?
No,
that's
no.
phenology. That's phenology.
No.
Okay.
Phrenology was like this old, kind of what you're saying. I don't know the extent of it, but it was ways to basically show how, especially African Americans, were less intelligent.
Yes, phrenology, which is pseudoscience.
Skull,
where they actually
measuring
look at
skulls.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So phrenology is what? No. You're talking about phrenology.
I'm not sure now.
I think that phenology is what we're talking about, but phrenology is what I'm talking about.
Is the other one.
So basically, yeah, I actually teach this in my class where like pretty much a pseudoscience. It's the same thing as like saying essential oils is going to cure you of AIDS.
Right.
Or that if you go to your chiropractor, he's going to crack your spine.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, all these nutrients are going to reach your legs.
It's kind of amazing how people don't realize how pseudoscience, chiropractic.
Well, I mean, chiropractic can make you feel good, definitely, but like it's not going to activate some sort of chakra that's going to get you in line with your Aquarius rising sign.
But is it even? But let me ask you this: is it even something that's going to help you joint wise, or is it going to do more damage than good?
No, chiropractic.
Chiropractic.
I'm not a chiropractor. I don't know.
Okay.
That's a smart answer, dude. He's like, chiropractic is bullshit. He's like, actually, I don't know.
Well, I mean, no, I'm not saying chiropractic is bullshit. What I'm saying is that if you come to me and say that
I'm gonna open your
chiropractor is going to open your chakras, then I'll say that's part of the bullshit. If he makes your neck feel better or realigns your back, I'll be like, all right, sure.
See, even that I feel a little bit iffy on.
I'm iffy on.
Well, I mean,
I'm very iffy on.
But if he's
very iffy on.
What if it's like chakra is the terminology for some other bullshit?
Yes, if he activates your chakra, or he's only able to crack your back because Mercury is in retrograde, then I'm saying bullshit.
Yeah,
it's bullshit, man.
True. Yeah, that's true.
Truth.
That's a good bow to put
You're talking
on
about like star systems that have been dead for millennia, if not millions of years, and somehow that's going to affect you more than a fucking butterfly taking a shit in Africa right now. And a butterfly's heartbeat in Africa is more likely to affect you than a star system 114 million light years away from here.
Well, the thing is, you can still get the light from the star system.
You can get the light from the star, but why are the other ones doing more stuff? Why isn't like what's the closest star to us right now besides the sun?
Alpha Centauri or Sirius maybe?
No, star?
Yeah. Besides the sun.
Oh, besides the sun. Yeah, it's probably an Alpha Centauri.
Yeah, so when's the last time you heard about one of these motherfuckers talk about Alpha Centauri affecting their mood?
I don't know.
Dude, I don't listen to any of that stuff, so I don't know.
Yeah, they probably don't even know.
And the thing is, they say, oh, well, you know, all these people have been worshiping the stars forever, but also people used to, like, fuck their sisters and things right, and, like, drink water that from the same water source they shat in the other day and bathed in, you know?
Shout out to Game of Thrones.
And so, like, it's, you know,
in a couple weeks.
Like, it's all stupid to me, and I think it's a very easy way for people to generalize personalities and simplify people. And human beings
Astrology,
are not simple
you mean?
creatures. Astrology, yeah. They simplify you down to 12 people. You know, I have the same birthday as Oprah.
No way.
Oprah and I were born on January 29th.
Nice.
Damn.
But guess what?
So do you got any free shit for me?
you think I'm
your seat, dude.
because I'm like Oprah, because I was born on the same day as Oprah, we share any sort of quality is just asinine to even consider.
Right.
It's so stupid.
I got the same birthday as Justin Timberlake.
All right.
Oh, no way.
Yeah.
You're gonna go out there in falsetto.
Yeah. I'm gonna go in sync, whatever that means.
Ooh, I got too into this, man.
Yeah,
Yeah,
if you
go
gotta
for
leave,
it.
by all means, Jackson.
I gotta leave.
We'll
I might
continue
come
on.
back though.
Huh?
Shit, we might be out though.
Ooh, you might be out. Oh,
Yeah.
Huh?
Wait,
Let's
when
see.
we?
Yeah,
Oh yeah,
they-
we'll be done.
Yeah,
You know.
but I mean, like, if you guys asked me to do this again, I mean, it's just.
Oh hell yeah.
Oh,
I,
yeah.
I already committed to this, and then like another person told me they were doing a concert down the street,
Mm.
and I pretty much made a promise to this person that I
Oh.
would show up
Yeah, I
the
feel
next
ya.
time. But they literally told me yesterday. I literally found out yesterday, and so
Well, we understand.
Yeah, no
We're
problem.
glad to have you for 45 minutes.
Oh shit, this is like usually an episode. So
Yeah,
yeah.
it's
So
not
I
a
mean,
problem.
that's
mean,
not bad.
I mean,
But yeah, we'll have you on for sure because
Yeah,
this is
man.
more than hey, don't fucking do that shit. What the fuck?
there's so much stuff we can talk.
Oh
about.
hell yeah.
Oh, yeah.
for
There's
sure.
so much stuff. Like, I can tell you about the Red Queen hypothesis when it comes to like sexual selection.
Ooh,
how
he's
it
giving us
affects human
he's giving us
beings.
sequels.
Yeah.
I can tell you. I can tell you about
Teasing
a lot of
us,
stuff.
man.
I can tell you about like why males pretty much are the ones who pretty much have harems more so than you see females with harems. I can tell you from an evolutionary standpoint why we think that is, or what sort of stuff there is. You know, we can talk about like evolutionary anthropology, but
Oh hell
Human
Can
yeah.
you
beings-
tell us why women pretend that they don't masturbate?
I can't tell you that. I can tell you why. I can tell you
That's what I
why
wanna
it's
know.
more acceptable, even at an instinctual level, for males to have multiple mates more so than females. I don't think it's right for that dichotomy to exist, where like, you know, if you're a female, you can't do X,
Yeah.
but if you're a male, you can do X.
Culturally.
But you know, there are some things in biology that would suggest why, you know,
we're predisposed in this.
predisposed to certain behaviors.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
know, our perception
Yeah, we
of
need
it
some more of that.
is very much influenced by
Because
society.
we've been well-
honestly, like monogamy was not how most humans through most of our history lived, and most mammals, especially that are close to us, are not monogamous.
How short is that
Right.
list too?
What?
How short is that list actually?
For what?
For monogamous animals.
For
like, animals that mate for life. Like
I mean, you got like some penguins, mostly birds.
some penguins. Yeah,
That's exactly the only one I
Is it
can
most
think of.
birds really?
You got
'Cause I know
some birds,
ducks,
not
right?
most birds, but
okay.
some birds, like some weird parrots and stuff. Oof.
But the list is shorter than the ones that don't, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
And also, that's also why people ask me why. People often ask me, because I worked in a lab that worked on sexual selection for a while, why, you know, when women sleep around, it's seen as a negative thing, but when men sleep around, it's seen as a positive thing, right?
I wouldn't say that.
Well, a lot of people
Very
say
general.
that.
No, because
It
when
is
women sit
general.
around, they're seen as sluts.
Yes.
No.
But then they also call the guy who they're interested in a dog, or, you know, someone who stick their dick in anything too.
Right.
But
So I mean, it goes both ways, right?
it does. No, that's what I'm saying.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying. But like, you
Okay.
know, for
But
women,
it depends where the culture is at.
it depends where the culture is. I think it's very much is cultural. I think the culture does have a huge point for it.
If it's
But when we talk about like with like Tinder or OkCupid, why are most women going only for the top 20% of men, whereas most men are actually going for where they should be going, right?
We can talk about that.
I can
wanna
talk about that. It pretty much comes
Mm-hmm.
down to the amount of. It comes down to the cost of pregnancy and the cost of producing sperm versus
Right.
producing eggs.
Yeah.
Right.
But basically,
Hell
yeah,
yeah.
I really gotta head out.
We'll get into
So,
this in the next one, man. Thanks.
Sequels coming up.
yeah.
for doing
All right,
this.
I'll catch
Jackson.
you guys later. I'll
Yeah.
be
Thank
here
you, man.
again. I'll be here
Yeah, for
again. All
sure.
you gotta do
Alright.
is let me know.
You guys will see more of Jackson.
I imagine you built that computer. I just built my own computer too a while back.
Hell
so
yeah, we
that's
can
really
talk
cool.
about it more. Yeah, dude, for sure, man.
All right, man. Good seeing
Yeah.
you.
Good seeing you,
know
bro.
how to
We're
get
gonna
out of
keep
here.
this running. We're gonna keep this running. Just like close the door behind you. All right, see you, bud.
See you, man.
Take it easy. So yeah, man.
Very enlightening.
So shit. Should we like record it? Like press pause here? Record it?
Oh,
like,
press
I was like, I
pause?
wasn't recorded though.
I'd be like,
should we
fuck.
like separate like part one? This was the Jackson.
Yeah, we might as
interview?
well because 60 is the max for the RAM, right?
For yours. No, for
Oh,
your
no, for
video.
mine it's not.
Oh, it's not?
Yeah, we could continuously
Okay, fuck
go.
it. Let's continue.
I just
There's a
realized-
couple topics I wanted to hit. So.
Okay, yeah, let's do it.
So it's been a while.
Yeah, man. Feels good to be back.
Yeah, man.
I feel like we haven't done this in a long time.
Fuck, I know it's been spring break. It was before spring break, right?
Because we were gone for like 2 weeks or something.
Movies. We saw Us.
Yeah.
And that just came out, and that was
huge. Let's talk.
Yeah, man, that movie.
People aren't talking like I'm talking.
First impressions. What did you think?
Not impressed.
What? Damn, that went 180 from what I thought.
Okay,
you were
not impressed. I had a laundry list of problems with that movie.
Wow, I really liked it.
Really?
I thought it was better than Get Out.
Great. This is good because now we can have some banter here. This is perfect.
Okay.
So
right,
should I go first or should you go first?
Yeah, go first. Go for it.
Okay. So so I had a lot of
spoiler alert, by the way.
Yeah, spoilers. If you haven't seen Us, then go ahead.
Go watch it. It's actually, I think it's really good. He thinks it sucks, but
yeah. So this is Jordan Peele's new movie, Us. Mm-hmm. Okay, so let's see. Where should I start? So
should we do a small recap for people maybe that are just not? That's
okay,
been
could
a while
be in the future.
Them?
Yeah. So Us is the new movie. Well, is the movie by Jordan Peele.
Released
it's his second horror film.
Yeah.
It's basically about it's
comedy.
doppelgangers.
Comedy, right? You know, that's how they actually in the what's that movie awards? Emmys? The Emmys categorized Get Out as a comedy. Can you believe that?
Probably because Jordan Peele's a comedian and they just were stupid.
Isn't that wild?
I think they just must have not done research or something.
That's fucking wild to me, though. Anyway,
yeah, it's pretty dumb.
Off topic. But
okay.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah.
So Us is about doppelgangers. So basically, there's a little girl who's, walking around a what do you call the mini theme parks?
A fair,
a fair, exactly. Yeah. And she is with her, I guess, supposed mom and dad, and she kind of wanders off onto the beach. She stumbles upon this house of mirrors. Of course, you know how that goes with horror films.
Yeah.
She's in the house of mirrors and some scary shit happens. With her, what happens is she sees herself in the mirror, only it's the back of her head.
Yeah.
As she's looking at the mirror.
Yeah.
So
by the way, the power goes out and it's like, whoa, typical sort of horror movie setup. Something happens, the power goes out and magically this.
Right. So then basically what she saw was a doppelganger of herself.
Right.
And they kind of flash forward to the future after that. Don't really show you much else.
No.
But anyway, the big problems I had with that movie after that, you can watch the movie and have the full recap, but that's how it kind of starts. So basically there's these doppelgangers that live underground and they're for some reason surfacing to kill the surface dwellers.
Yeah.
And for some reason they are tethered. And tethering meaning that they are completely intertwined together.
Yes.
Now, I'll just go and jump right on with my problem with the tethering.
Okay.
Why is it that they are even tethered in the first place?
So, okay, going back to the... So the fact is that, so at the end of the movie, you find out that that the tethered or the people that live underground are... government experiments gone wrong. So the idea was that the government if you remember this, you remember this, but for the people listening, the idea is that the people that lived underground were government experiments gone wrong, and so they the idea was that they were trying to create the ominous they, of course, were trying to create people that. Basically, by creating doubles, body doubles, or copies or clones, they were hoping that they would be able to treat the people underground as these sort of puppets, so that they could control the people up top. Okay.
Sorry,
do you remember that? No, you're good.
You're come up real quick.
So for the listeners, yeah.
Yes.
So they create.
So just recap that last part.
So the government program was the goal was to create clones or copies of the people up top, so that they could use the clones and treat them as puppets to control the people up top. But then you remember the protagonist in the movie says, but they failed, and when they failed, they just left us here. They left us.
But why did they need to do that?
they wanted to control the people up top. I don't know. That's literally the goal.
So they
of
literally
them.
made 7 billion copies of People.
For me, the movie didn't seem to say they made 7 billion people. They just to me it seemed more like a local thing. I know that the end shot was like people literally
ring of people through mountains.
Yeah, through valleys of whatever. But
so how local is that?
I don't know. It seemed like a local thing to me more than anything because it took place in California and like the Hands Across America thing. I don't know if you and I are probably too young for this, but the Hands Across America thing apparently was like a huge cultural event. Did you know about this? So
I know the symbol, but I never knew anything about it.
So the idea was that the hopes was that people would come together to help eradicate poverty in the U.S.
Okay.
So the idea was that anybody would come together, hold hands, and like across America. So it was a nationwide event to donate money to help end poverty. The thing is, they donated they were shy of their total donation goal, and a lot of that money just went to paying for marketing and like all this other shit. So only a fraction of that money raised went to end homelessness. And so a lot of it was kind of like the end goal was really kind of shitty. Like it didn't really fit to the goal, I guess.
So do you think that there was a parallel between that and the film?
I don't know. I mean, the thing is, for me, that's an astute observation. But to me, what Jordan Peele, I think, was trying to say was, like, I think this movie was it's very layered. Like, there's different levels of critique that it kind of gives. Like, that one in particular, to me, is like a critique of class. Like, people from literally below underground society come up and, make themselves aware, make themselves known, come to the light, and all this other stuff.
I'm trying to figure out why. Like,
why were they created? What was the purpose?
All that, yeah. It's just like,
but
I didn't get any of that.
So I think the purpose of that was kind of like, then the message there was to highlight like apparently disparity, because if you notice, like the tethered, when they kill people, when they kill their doubles, they try to be like them. They try to like so desperately try to assimilate into that.
Okay.
And so if you think back to like the whole critique is like, if you look at it in a paradigm or of classism, the people on the top are wealthy. And in the whole movie, everybody's wealthy.
So
right?
you're looking at this from a very like
in one paradigm,
symbolic,
Oh yeah.
You've gotten some interesting meaning. I think I was so stuck on just trying to figure out what the fuck was going on that I didn't even try to analyze it at a deeper like meaning
the movie's
level.
Very symbolic, like the whole.
But the thing is, I feel like you got to get the normal stuff right to start digging into the layers, because the layers you're saying are interesting, but I just want to know like what the main story is.
The movie doesn't function like that. That's the problem. Like a lot of people had this
I think he got caught up too much in trying to make a social commentary. Yeah. He didn't really deliver on the actual film. You need to have both.
A lot of people feel like
right?
that. A lot of people feel like that.
That was the problem I had. I couldn't even get past that to the level that you're analyzing it, because I was just like, what the fuck is happening? I don't understand any of this shit.
Yeah, no, when I left the theater, I didn't know what to think about it. I was like, this movie's definitely weird. There's a lot of information, because like if you look at the symbolism, it's all it's like heavy. It's heavy on the symbolism, and you won't know what you're looking at until you're like kind of given the information in a sense. Like for me, when I walked away, my initial impression when I walked away in the movie was like, is this a movie about like identity theft? Like, you know what I mean? Like, what the fuck is this movie saying? And then,
so you were already analyzing it from a symbolic.
Yeah, because I was trying to think about it more, and then I talked to Karina about it, and she was like, she helped me flesh out the thing, like conversing about it, and then we're like, yeah, I think actually it's a movie about like classism. But apparently there are other paradigms that people are looking at, because like Jordan Peele says that he thinks like it was deliberate to choose a black family. So there's something that he has to say about like the black experience and stuff. But
it was interesting how they chose to kill themselves much slowly. and you saw the white family, the Tim Heidecker family, they got killed instantly.
Instantly, yeah.
But with the black family, they just were like talking and chit chatting, and for some reason, the black Jordan Peele in the movie, the big Jordan Peele guy in the movie, took himself out in the ocean. I'm like, what are they? Why do they got to do
why
all
was
this?
it so drawn
I didn't
out?
understand any of the games they were playing. I didn't understand what they were doing.
So that was all, I think, also symbolic. Like if you look at it, like the people that were telling, like the clones that were telling the surface people to do these things.
Yeah,
I think it also goes back to like them trying to, remember, assimilate into like from being from the bottom culture, being from like, if you want to look at the lens of like them being, how do you say this? Like immigrants? I don't know how to put it.
Or just the lower class, maybe?
Lower class, thank you.
Okay.
I can't believe it. Like people from lower class trying to assimilate into upper class. They want to be like the upper class. They're trying, like if you remember the part where the big buff dude, the husband, I forget his name, who's the dude wearing the Howard University.
That's what I'm calling the big Jordan Peele.
Okay. I'm gonna call him Howard.
Because he basically looked like Jordan Peele.
True, yeah.
Sounded like him too.
So basically, Howard, like he like his double. He notices that his double tries to do what he does.
Yeah.
When he like fixes his glasses, the double doesn't have glasses. The double fixes his glasses, and that's when he notices like, oh, these people are trying to be like me. And as a matter of fact, like I think there's a point in part of the movie where he says like, he's like, I'll give you anything. Like, I'll give you my car. I'll give you my keys. Like, and then the girl answers for them, and they say, no, I think they say we don't want that kind of stuff. We want to be you, or something like that.
Who says that?
I think the protagonist says something like that.
Okay.
Right? I think she says something like that. But in parts of the movie, they're like, they ask also, you know, who are you? And they're like, we're Americans. And I thought that was like kind of like important, because they didn't say like, you know, we're here to kill you or something. You know what I'm saying? Like typical tropey horror shit. Like it added another layer of like, we're Americans. What the fuck does that mean?
That confused me too. I was just like, okay.
So the movie was definitely like, it's definitely layered. I think it's more for like arts students, like theater students, than anything.
I think he kind of put the cart before the horse though. He jumped too quickly on the commentary aspect and focused so much on the commentary. I feel like he neglected like the main story.
The whole point. Yeah, no,
like,
I agree.
Let me ask you another thing. Like with the boy and the girl, like what were they doing? Like the boy took the other boy to the closet to show him the trick.
Yeah.
The girl ran the other girl down the street.
Because the lady told her to run.
Yeah, but I'm trying to figure out what was that for?
Like to tell him to run? Why did she
tell the girl to run? And why did the boy go to the closet to show the trick?
I think to show like that they were like them almost. Like because like when she told the little girl to run, she knew that her bottom also knows how to run. So like,
just like a test to see who's better or something.
Yeah, like in a sense, like look who's better. I don't know. It's kind of like a competitive thing, I think.
Okay.
But if you can look at it as a classist kind of thing, like we're just like you.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we can be like you or even better. I'm not sure how to like interpret.
And then the Howard on the boat, like what was he doing on the boat? Why the boat?
I think that goes to another. I think that can be answered with that whole thing. Like they want to be like them, and they want to be like. You know, take them out on the boat.
So many reinforcements if they want to be like them, though.
Yeah, but I mean...
There seemed like they didn't need to do it that many times.
No, but then again, structurally, the movie needs that, to be honest, because, like, if it didn't have that, if they didn't have each of their own development, in a sense, like, each of the family members overcoming that...
I see what you're saying.
Then I don't think it would
I don't know if I liked how it's done, though, because that doesn't seem obvious, or doesn't even seem like that was the message to me from that. I can kind of see it with the boy and the girl, like you're saying, but with Howard... I don't really see it. He just killed him, wanted to take him out on the boat, dump his body. Yeah, I was just like... I didn't understand the whole point of that. River, right? Yeah, like it would make more sense if he just would have fought him, you know, with his fist or something, or with the bat. But he actually like went out of his way to take him to the river. I think because they want to be like the doubles want to be classy about it. I guess like it's kind of weird. Like they're trying to emulate, you know, that they're
better than that now because like they're above ground in a sense.
Okay, so
I
they
don't
give
know,
a fighting
like,
chance or something.
I don't think they want to be as brutal as opposed to the White Family, where like you're saying it was visceral, it was like right away, and that's interesting. That I didn't really think about that, but I think that's on purpose.
Yeah, I think it is too. I just didn't
yeah.
understand the meaning behind it.
I'm just trying to process it now. I'm not sure if I get it either.
Yeah.
Actually, but there is a deliberate choice for the music choice. Remember how they were playing Beach Boys?
Yeah.
And then after the death, like it went to
Fuck the police. Yeah.
So like that's actually a commentary on like
Oh, I can see where you're going with this. That's like, the underclass taking over now.
Yeah. So it's like
You're taking over the establishment. Okay.
Yeah.
So you were completely in the lens of analyzing the social commentary. I was like, I can't even get there yet.
No, because the movie. I agree with you. The movie on its own doesn't translate at all to like if you just go in it with the untrained eye, or even if you're not looking for symbolism in the movie,
right?
Like and that's what I did at first. My first literally intake was like raw, and the movie was kind of like, fuck, this doesn't make any sense. Like. And then I started peeling back the layers a little bit, and I was like, okay, this movie has a lot of layers, but it's like, it's there, and once you see it, you can appreciate it. But for the first view, it kind of sucks, I will say.
Well, this is the thing. I think if your movie is going to be a movie with layers, you need to have the base layer there, right? And the thing is, like, if you don't have the base layer, you might as well just make a movie about the layers then. Because then there's no double meaning, and then there's nothing to dig deep into, because you're just like, you're so the base layer is so screwed up. You're just like, I don't even know where to go from here.
Like Get Out was more linear.
Yeah, well, Get Out had a nice base level, and it was nicely structured, because it's like you had a coherent storyline at the base level. Then you can dig deeper into it and see all the social commentary that was underneath that.
For sure, yeah.
This one was kind of, he focused too much on the social commentary and completely neglected the base layer. The base layer had so many holes.
Yeah. Like, because I will say the foundation of the movie is already on, like, hallowed ground, because it's kind of supposed to be, like you were, it is supposed to be more of a social commentary movie, not necessarily, like, you're not necessarily supposed to believe that there are actually people living underground.
Right.
You know what I mean?
But like, you should make that into a reasonable story somehow.
Sure,
because the thing was, then I'll give you some more smaller details I had with the movie I was annoyed with. Like, why did the girl never just go up the escalator again? Why did no one ever go up the escalator?
I think the door was locked. But
so
even then, that doesn't function. I agree with you. It doesn't functionally work because... Like, it
was so easy to access the upper level. It's like no one ever did this.
Yeah, these are all like narrative conveniences.
But these are like big issues with the film. It's like small details, but at the same time, it's like so silly. It's like and they were eating rabbits. What were the rabbits eating?
I agree. Yeah, no.
And also, why was the corridor so clean?
But the movie was it's all about, the movie's really, that's what I'm saying. The movie's on its own is a symbolic, there's so many symbols of like the rabbits kind of represent, like, some people were saying it's like Alice in Wonderland.
Okay,
like
I can see that.
The underworld is like where Alice goes, and literally her identity goes into herself, or into the underground to find herself. In a weird way, like if she finds a reflection of herself in a weird way.
Yeah,
the movie's like super.
This kind of passes the subjective test. So me saying, like, when you're analyzing something from a subjective viewpoint, and you're kind of like taking in the symbolism and all that stuff, it can pass. I can see that now more so, thanks to you giving me some clarity. But from the objective lens, it really fucking's bad.
I think
I look at films first. I look at the straight up, just I don't like to have any kind of interpretation yet until I can get past the objective part. And it just failed on that. Yeah,
narratively the movie isn't like, I don't think it was ever meant to be that like grounded in realism anyway.
Yeah.
Like, because if you look at, it's silly to think that a bunch of rabbits actually lived in the hall.
Right. And who's taking care of the rabbits?
Exactly. Yeah. And a lot of it is just more of like a mythos Almost,
Yeah.
it's like it's told like a mythological story,
Right.
Instead of like
it should have been more fantastical though. More elements of fantasy or something to take you from thinking it was like a horror movie or something.
grounded in reality. But I mean,
Yeah,
like,
it
but,
just was-
but it's weird. It is a weird horror movie because like all horror movies aren't necessarily grounded in reality, and like
That's true, but
what's
they
the
do
what's the
better.
movie with the claws? The guy with Freddy Krueger.
Oh, Freddy Krueger. But there's fantasy elements. He clearly is in your dreams, which is
Oh,
already you
true,
can play a lot with that, right?
yeah, as opposed to here, right? They live all magically in the
Yeah,
sewers.
so they
and,
need to
yeah,
have
it's
some kind of way to establish the fantasy element then.
yeah.
If you don't establish that, then everybody's thinking like...
I think maybe
what
Jordan
is this?
thought like, oh, fun house, maybe we can play with that, and like, I don't know.
He should have established it somehow better.
Yeah, I think there's he should have found a sturdy foundation before going to because I think he
Yeah.
more wanted to comment on
Yeah,
like,
he went
other
straight to the depth too quickly.
Yeah.
You got to at least take care of the shallow stuff first.
things. Yeah, I think that was a lot of people's complaint.
Yeah.
Like, and I agree
Well, I
with
haven't
him.
seen anybody say it was bad yet,
Oh, really?
except for me and Carlos.
I guess Carlos doesn't like any movie.
Well, we actually agreed on like everything on this one.
Oh, okay.
Which is like, damn, okay. Like we had the same questions.
Yeah,
I was
yeah,
like,
yeah. But
interesting.
then again, I don't know. I go in trying to interpret what the intention of the creator of this piece of art wants me to see. You know what I'm saying? Like if you go to an art gallery, I can sort of look at if I'm looking at like something that's like Baroque or something, you know what I mean? Like if I look at something that's like too abstract, I can dismiss it and be like, it's on a sensory level, it doesn't tell me what
it doesn't hand you the meaning.
exactly. And then,
But the thing is, that's my cup of tea, man. I
What do you
love
mean?
abstract art and abstract stuff.
yeah.
This didn't hit it for me
Interesting.
because I thought it failed too much
Okay.
on the base level.
Interesting. Well, I would invite you to look at.
Yeah, I'm going to look at the commentary now that you've
interpretations.
said it.
Yeah.
You've already opened me up to that layer now.
It's very
I wasn't
interesting.
even there yet.
No, yeah, but I agree. I think fundamentally the movie is like it kind of is difficult to follow from like if you try to look at the narrative structure of it, it's kind of like what the
Yeah.
fuck, what is really going on here?
Yeah.
Like, okay, these people magically appear when the lights go off. Like, you know what I mean?
Right.
Like the lights went off and then they knew how to. Yeah, and then
Right.
some people were saying maybe the movie can redeem itself on the second in the if there's a follow-up movie like a sequel. Because
Hope not.
what do you mean? Oh, you hope the movie doesn't redeem
No.
itself?
I hope that there's no sequel. I think you should just make another movie.
I think the movie kind of. I don't hope there's a sequel, but there are a lot of people were saying like, oh, it'd be cool if they played with the idea of like literally the people from the underground divided America in a sense, and
Okay.
kind of play along with that. But
Let me ask you this
Yeah.
too, one. Who paid for all those nice red jumpsuits?
yeah, I know. Yeah, and why red jumpsuits? But that's what I'm saying.
And why
But
scissor? Oh, I guess
why-
the scissors were as the
The-
hand across America thing or something.
the symbolic. No, the scissors.
cutting.
Cutting the
Okay.
people. But that's all
Those are some
symbolism.
nice jumpsuits. Those were high quality.
The red is artistic choice,
Yeah.
and it being a jumpsuit is an artistic choice. The scissors are an artistic
But who
choice.
sold that to all the invalids? And did they
know-
make that with that high quality? I don't know.
No, definitely not. But I'm saying all of these things, like the rabbits, were an artistic choice. Artistic choice because some people were saying like the rabbits represent, like if you look at it in a culture in the lens of like, if you look at the people in the underground as lower class, and them eating rabbits or surviving off of rabbits, if you try to live off a diet of rabbits, you'll die, because rabbits actually you will get malnourished. Like rabbits don't provide all the nutrients and
So like the McDonald's.
exactly. So exactly, that's what people were saying. Like yeah, you'll live, but you'll be malnourished. Like you won't live very long. You'll be you'll be sick.
Interesting. So you really have to analyze that movie from a subjective, symbolic.
You have to
viewpoint.
look. Yeah, you have to look at the intention of the Jordan Peele in this case.
I can't say I like it because I think a movie that's good, I would already do that after I get past the base level.
Yeah, I
the
think Get
objective
Out. Get
lens.
Out was easy in that sense.
Yeah,
because it was
all laid out there.
Yeah, it's like it's more linear. You see, and I agree. Like it's a lot more.
Well, this movie was pretty linear though.
Oh, dude, I don't think so. Because remember, it had
it
jump
was.
cuts, right? It had jump cut, like you were jumping kind of in time.
Yeah, but it wasn't that not linear. It wasn't like a Quentin Tarantino movie.
True, I guess so. Yeah.
So I think it was pretty linear. It's just the fact that it was it just had too many elements of just not realistic stuff.
I see.
You know, because Get Out,
Yeah.
like everything kind of made sense. Yeah,
it was grounded in
made
realism.
sense.
Even I would say that that movie was definitely more like it was more grounded in realism. Even the intention of like you could believe for a second that there were people that were doing this and were snatching your body just by like hypnotizing you.
Right, like you can give that up.
Yeah,
to the movie because it's
hypnosis is you kind of can believe it because
sure,
it's hypnosis or whatever.
Yeah, and you kind of see stuff like this with other movies, and it
Yeah.
makes sense. You know, it's like that's the horror element of it.
Yeah.
And they don't do anything that doesn't really, well, at least that I didn't catch and Get Out. There wasn't anything that was just like making me like what or scratching my head. There were no like what the fuck even was that moments.
Yeah.
But this one I had a lot of what the fuck even was that.
What did you think of the ending?
When they're standing in the on the mountain?
No, of the reveal.
Oh, I thought it was horrible.
Really?
Yeah, Carlos literally called it within 2 minutes of the movie.
You're like, she's the copy. She's
yeah, and I even was like, yeah, that's probably what it is.
Really?
Too.
I didn't even see that.
It seemed so obvious. It's like, of course, it's going to be. Well, because the thing was, they said we don't have our daughter. You know, she never talks. It's like, okay, because it's the girl in the mirror.
Oh,
it was so obvious.
Shit. Really?
Yeah.
Damn, that did not connect.
I was like,
for
that's
me.
going to happen. But then I was like, okay, maybe not because the Shadows has that weird raspy voice.
But then she gets choked and you see why she has a raspy voice.
Is that the reason?
Yeah, because when you get choked out, you can damage somebody's vocal cords.
Permanently?
Yeah.
That was
Actually,
silly
I think
to
so.
me.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. But then why was the copy able to speak so eloquently? Because she learned over
But that's
time.
a class thing. Like you can become that.
Okay.
Like your the movie has like the commentary there is like.
I thought it was weak, man. That's
can
weak.
Become.
That was real weak.
You can become that. You can become just like that, depending on your circumstances.
I'll give you that because she can learn over time.
Yeah.
But the fact that the real girl's voice was all scratchy, that's kind of weak because she got choked once by another little girl. That's pretty weak.
I mean, that's artistic. Like, that's for Jordan Peele to justify.
Yeah.
That's
it was a bit silly.
Maybe, but
yeah.
This.
I'm surprised you didn't see the twist, man. I was like, that's immediately what I thought.
Well,
when I saw
watched it by myself. If Carlos told me that, I'd be like, "Fuck you, man! I'm not watching a movie with you."
That's the same thing I thought, though. As soon as he said it.
Oh, okay. Well, that's good. Yeah, because if you told me that, I'd be like, "Fuck you guys! I'm not watching a movie with you guys ever."
It seemed like an obvious conclusion when I saw that.
Interesting.
Yeah.
No, not for me. I was just like, the movie was like dragging me along with it as it went on. I was like, whoa, like I was along for the ride in a sense.
Okay, that's good.
But yeah, I mean, overall, I think on an artistic level, this movie's like better than Get Out. But Get Out, if I was going to introduce somebody to like I wouldn't show just anybody Us, is what I'm trying to say. Like, I think you have to be.
Who would you show Us?
Probably a theater student, art student,
someone who's into film analysis.
Yeah. Somebody who's like really digging into like the meaning of movies and shit.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, like if I was telling somebody, hey, you want to watch a good movie, I would say watch Get Out.
So you still would you still say Us is superior to Get Out then?
Fuck, I don't know.
That's
it's because the movies, it's like apples to oranges to me. Like, this movie, Us is like, Get Out is like serves a different purpose or tells a different story. And
I think it's in the same vein though, because it's still social commentary.
It is, but Us does it in a way that's more. It's
more deep, maybe.
It's just too, it's like you have to go in it.
Yeah.
Digging.
Deeper.
You have to go in it. Yeah, I wouldn't say deeper, but you have to go in there digging for like what the intention of the person is. As opposed to Get Out, you can go in it and just watch it, and on its own, it's like, you can watch it and be like, yeah, I get it.
Yeah. You feel satisfied even if you don't dig deep.
Yeah, because you can go deeper and it'll even be better.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
than
But you
your
don't
first
have
time
to.
watching. But you don't have to
Yeah,
on its
yeah.
own. You can just watch and be like, yeah, that was a great movie.
Okay. So even with that, you couldn't say which one you would like better.
But yeah, because but subjectively, but it's a subjective thing, right? I think objectively, Get Out might be perceived as a better movie.
Okay.
I can see why, and I understand why. But subjectively, for me, I would say Us.
Okay.
I appreciate what Us did.
Well, it seems like a lot of people have liked the movie. I feel like I'm in the minority
here. I think it's 50-50, bro.
Really?
I've actually heard it's 50-50. I mean, you and Carlos are the only people that I've actually seen in real life that actually don't
Same
like
here. I haven't seen anybody else who I've talked to who said that they didn't like it.
Because I've heard a lot of maybe.
Me and Carlos were like unanimous in the same we called it all the same things pretty much.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I guess like the loudest voices were online, and I was reading online.
Online, I didn't see anything.
Damn, online I saw a lot of things.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't look hard enough, I guess.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Like, I think maybe the loudest voices for me were probably people that were shitting on the movie.
Okay.
But I mean,
the movie
knows?
got great reviews.
I can see why the critics did, because the critics. This is a movie for theater nerds.
Yeah. Who want to dig deep into the social
who like digging. Yeah, who like digging for the meaning. And even Jordan said this movie means a lot more to me than Get Out.
Okay.
I think for artistic reasons, right?
Yeah.
Like, I think his ego is obviously tied to that. I think Get Out was an easier movie for him to do, because I think maybe drawing from his experiences, he can just write effortlessly like that. And boom. But this one must have been harder for him because
he went a little more into it.
Yeah. So
interesting.
Check it out, man. Speaking of another
I
movie,
recommend watching at least once.
Yeah. Okay, I would like to talk more, but I know we have to meet with some people, don't we?
Yeah, I guess we should wrap it up.
Yeah, we should. But
yeah, man.
All right, man. So if you disagree with us, if you like the movie, sound off on the comments.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
If we actually get some viewers, you guys can put some things. We'll read them.
Yeah, we'll read them. Especially, what was that one comment on the Rogan one?
Oh, it's like, just stop. This is like terrible. Just stop.
This guy was like, stop now, please, before you basically shoot yourselves in the foot or something. I don't know what he said.
Haters, man. They're always in presence.
Yeah. All right, man.
All right.
Thanks, guys. Bye. Oh, wait. The Bill O'Reilly. Shit. I forgot I was going to do this.
I'm pissed off.
Oh, that's not it.
I don't know what that means, to play us out. What does that mean? To end the show?